crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote.
That's right, baby. Show up.
November.
That's what we gotta do.
Vote. A time to remember. Vote. But don't be late. Vote. Don't procrastinate. It's our country, our democracy.
Fuck yeah. Glad to see you in there, brother.
We can't
Happy to
afford
Mediocrity. How y'all doing, baby? What is this? I got a warning sign up here. Jesus, really? My freaking
we
hammer
do
out.
nothing.
Anyway, nothing ain't on the list, baby. We can't afford to do that shit. So yeah, we got, man, talk about fired up, ready to go shit. I am. First off, let me think. Donald Hamilton was the first one to jump in, followed by Bart Larson. Bob K is here. Gary Spring. Jeanette Miller, always, baby. I appreciate you being there. John D's here. Kathleen Welch. Let me see. Jeanette Miller. Keith Patterson, thank you. Bart Larson. Carol Lowe. Woo! Everett. Kelly Harris is here even. Damn. Teresa Diggin. Glad to see you in there, baby. John and Carolyn, Matt Jesco. Love y'all, baby. Love y'all a lot. Let me see. Annette Serrano from New York City. Outstanding. Welcome to the room, baby. Trudy Bacter's here. Let me see. Stephen Scott. Oh, I had a shit. Reva's here even. Let me get on down here because we got messages going out the wazoo here. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It is time for a new blue dot. Man, I'm just fired up. That's what my problem is. I apologize. I haven't been around the last 2 days. A lot going on in my life, as many of you know. And it ain't been roses the last few days. And boy, howdy shit. I'll tell you what, the title says, I'm hyped up, baby. I am. I'm hyped up. I'm ready to go. I am fired up. Look at the news. You don't even, just turn it on and look at the headlines. You can see where this country's going. And boy, howdy shit. I'm loving every minute of it. You know, there are fights that are worth being in. There's fights that no matter the outcome, of some fights, you stay in that fight, baby. You give it every goddamn thing you have. I approach my politics like I approach my life, my family. It's worth fighting for. Every damn inch of it. And I am so tickled to death to see the turnaround in this country. With the nomination of Kamala Harris, the speech Joe Biden gave last night from the Resolute desk. The man gave his life for this, his whole life. The youngest senator ever to come in and leaves as the oldest president this country has had. Joe has had a fantastic run, and he's made a hell of an impact on our lives. And still is, and he's not done yet, baby. He told us that last night. He's not done. I am cranked up. I am ready to go. I'm just tickled to death the way things are going right now on the political platform. And I'm loving the shit that Donnie doesn't know what the hell to do. J.D. Vance seems to all of a sudden be a thorn in his ass, and I'm loving that. Everything that man ever said is coming back to haunt him, as well it should. I'm enjoying every bit. How about you, Miss Chick?
Oh, I could say that I'm enjoying every minute of it, yes.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the shit out of it. How you been doing, darling?
Okay, a little tired today. It was a long day, but It's all good.
I can relate to that. I'm pretty wore out myself. It's been a rough couple of days, but you know how it is. It's
Yeah,
you keep that shit going. That's what you do.
you
And
do.
that's it. You just
And you know what else is
what else?
the shit that's gonna keep going?
What?
The donations. The
Oh,
donations
are going out the roof.
to
I'm
Vice
loving this
President
shit.
Harris. Yes,
I see
it's
where
cray
Donnie's
cray.
out there trying to file lawsuits trying to keep her from
Oh,
getting Joe. Yeah,
they are
that ain't gonna work.
sweating gold
They,
sweat. I don't know.
they wish they could cash that shit in because they're sweating a lot. I'm
Right?
loving it. I'm loving
Yeah.
it, and
Yeah.
I'm
He's just
especially enjoying.
doing the
Huh?
same lies. He's just switched them around. He's got them pointed at Kamala now instead. So
Yeah, you know, I'm waiting. I haven't heard it yet. He's saying he's running against garbage. That's what he
oh, yeah,
called the
whatever.
Democratic Party and Kamala Harris garbage. I'm
Well,
just
what
waiting
he
for him
does
to
is
come
he
out with
sticks
those.
the word lying in front of everybody's name.
Yeah,
Lying this, lying
yeah,
so and
lying
so.
that, lying that. How about
Whatever.
the only lying ass we know is Donnie. That's the
Right?
liar, the man that pulls. I swear, I don't know how his supporters are still trying to hang on to his ass.
It's
I just
amazing.
don't. But they are. They are.
They
I see
are.
them. They are.
But
I don't
you know,
know.
they're maybe just
I
digging a
think they're.
trench
I
because
think they're Donald Trump's useful idiots. Isn't that a
they're
phrase
in
that we
all the
just?
way.
Hmm.
I was on the comments for your last rant that you did. There was
Right.
like over 1,200 comments. I
I,
went
I
through them all,
could
John.
I could not get through them. No, the last few days,
Good.
and we do. We hate to pat ourselves on the back, but hey, we're doing pretty damn good. Uh,
Yeah.
we have gone up over 20,000 subscribers on TikTok, on YouTube. I know we went up. What was it? Does anybody know? 2,000,
Well,
3,000?
it was 38.7 when we started on Tuesday. It's 42.1 now.
That's a hell of a kick. That's a
It
hell of a kick.
is, and they're
It is.
still subscribing as we speak. But
Well, I'll
yeah,
tell
I
you
went
what.
on comments and I started swatting people.
Oh man.
But you're out of here. You go. Yeah, no, no, listen to it.
Hey, I want to thank J.P. Lee, who came in with a $5 tip and said Kamala Harris is coming for vile Trump. As soon as I get my
Let's
mouth
get
working.
it right, John.
I know it.
Kamala.
Kamala. Well, it was. I'm not going to take all the blame. He typed it in a way like I was going. Wait a
I
minute.
know
Did he
they
mean?
do that.
You messed me up there, JP. It's all right, brother. Keep me on my toes. That's all. That's all. I am. Like I said, it has been a rough couple of days here at my house, and I'm sure at a lot of people's places around the country and all that shit. But every time I went to go look at the news, every time I stopped to look at the TV or read the headline on the internet, I walked away with a little more hope in my heart.
Hey,
Yeah.
John.
I am. Hi, who was that? Oh, is that Ivy?
Ivy, yep.
How are you doing, dear?
Not too bad. Actually, a lot better now that I'm here.
Ah,
Um,
well,
a
we're
little
glad
fun
you're here
fact
too.
that I learned today
What?
was that when I was talking to my mom after work, this is beyond awesome. Is that I think it was Beyonce and Taylor Swift
I know.
are doing a little fundraiser for Kamala Harris. All
Yep.
proceeds go to her. I think that is
Geor-
so beyond
George
awesome.
Clooney came out and endorsed, and we already heard the news that Barack Obama and Michelle are going to come out with their endorsement. Uh,
When do
weren't
you
we?
think that is?
Well, I don't know. We were discussing the other night the possibility that he might be the one to nominate her at the Democratic National Convention to
Yeah, and
stand on the stage.
he alluded to the fact that he didn't want to take away anything from Joe's speech the other day, so he
Oh,
was holding
well,
back
that,
and
that
not
that's
getting in the middle of shit.
that's good. That's good.
That's a good.
You
That's
know,
a good idea. I like that. I
yeah,
like
because
it.
you don't want to step on Joe's speech.
No,
I mean,
not
his speech
never.
last night just really hit home with me. Uh, sometimes when you discuss the real necessary shit, it sounds corny. Patriotism sounds, well, what do you mean patriotism? It's the love of your country. It's just
It
how
is.
far are you willing to go to protect this democracy. And that's what this fight is. Don't have any doubt about it. This is democracy against something else that Donnie and Project 2025 and all the Heritage Foundation and all that bullshit over there on the right are dreaming of. The little what is it? The Handmaid's Tale or some shit. That's
Yep,
their
Handmaid's
dream.
Tale. That's a scary
It is.
reality. I remember watching the show like a couple years back when it first started going on. I'm like, okay, like this is pretty freaky. I'm pretty sure this ain't gonna come real. And now come this year, I'm like, oh shit, this is not looking good. I
No.
don't like this. This cannot happen.
We went from a nervous party because we knew this was going to be a rough fight that Joe had, but I still had all the confidence in the world that Joe Biden would have kicked his ass. No doubt in my
That's
mind.
true. I agree with that 110%.
There was no way this disgusting asshole is going to walk back into our house. We know what he did the first time, and we don't want that shit.
He left us in ruins. He left us worse off than Joe had to basically clean up at least 3 years. 3 years of like that fucking asshole's demise against us.
You know,
like with all the money, the jobs, whatever. He mishandled that so bad. Joe had to come and clean it up, and it sucks.
Yeah, it does. It does. But Joe has done a hell of a job in the last almost 4 years now.
I so agree with that. 110%.
He is, and you can see the results of that. What is that? The gross domestic product up 2.5%. Boy, howdy, let's go.
I believe so.
And they're talking about the economy having a soft landing, which very seldom happens. That things have turned around, and right now we're looking at the choice between continuing the progress that Joe has done with Kamala, or veering off the highway into a ditch. And I might say that's a sewer ditch too, because there's a lot of shit on that side.
Oh, yeah.
And
A sewer
anyway,
canal would be much better, John.
Indeed, Ed. How are you?
A sewer canal would be. I'm fine, John.
It's an upgrade from the Republican Party now. The cesspool.
Right on.
John, can I say
It
something
is.
about the representative, House of Representatives? It needs a reshuffle. In fact, it needs a reset button. That's all I can tell you. We need to get Taylor Greene, Boebert, Gates. I mean, honestly,
all of them.
They're here to
All
do
of
their
them.
job, but they're not doing
You've
their
seen
job.
what they are, what they're about. They're about the
Taylor
shit
Greene
show,
and
baby.
Boebert need to leave. They need to go. They are the
Exactly.
fucking clowns.
Oh, by the way, John, Dave has his hand up.
No,
Who does?
Dave's
Oh,
green.
no.
He's been
No,
invited.
Dave's green. But oh
Jorge
my
has
God.
his hand up.
Oh yeah, I just seen that. Oh Lord, hang on to your
I
britches.
mean, it's true. I mean,
Tire by the
here's
ranch is fixing to come up.
Jesse Dahmer once put it, John.
Yeah.
I think Jesse Dahmer once said, "Stop electing stupid people."
There you go. That's
I
a pretty.
agree.
That's that. What?
Yep.
Ain't that good advice? Don't elect stupid people.
Exactly.
Finish it.
I agree.
And right now, the right, the Republican Party has done nothing but put up stupid people.
Yep,
Exactly.
I agree with
This
that.
this is not only about the presidency. Kamala Harris is going to take that presidency. We need to retain the Senate, and we need to pick up the freaking House so we can get the people's work done. Because if you leave it in the hands of those assholes, they are going to spend another few years just trying to, I don't know, investigate who else they can find on some bullshit.
Exactly.
Another one of those people that really need to get kicked out is Kavanaugh.
Brett
I
Kavanaugh?
agree.
Yep.
Well, you know, Joe came out and said one of the things on his list to do is SCOTUS reform. The court, we need to face the facts. As pitiful as it sounds, in this day and age, yes, we need a code of ethics for the Supreme Court. So Clarence Thomas doesn't think he can take a dime off everybody on his little trips and all that shit. Anyway, let me thank Debbie Palumbo, who came in with a $5 donation and said, "Vote blue." That's the ticket, baby.
Right
Oh
on.
man, I cannot. I'm gonna crank up. Jorge, what the hell's going
Yes,
on down
sir.
at the Tire by the Ranch, 5 miles out of town,
You know,
at the end of the dirt road?
They,
I know where you are.
they
Hey,
say
Jorge, what's
that
happening?
a black woman can't get elected president.
Dare
They
you say?
said
Dare
a
you say?
black man couldn't get president.
That's what they
either,
said.
Oh yeah.
but You see what
He
we
did.
did.
But America
didn't
stepped
you?
up, didn't it? America
Exactly.
stepped up.
And the John Birch Society You
Oh.
remember them?
Oh, yeah, them guys.
Them.
Yes.
Oh, the
Much
Koch
worse than the
family.
Heritage Society.
They might as
The
well be the
Koch
megas of
family.
today.
That's it.
Yeah, Coors was in on it. The Koch family was, you know. Well, this is still their plan. Okay.
Hmm.
Project 2025 is just a reemergence of the John Birch Society.
It's a
And
reemergence
some of
of the
they've
American
been
Nazi
doing
Party, baby.
they,
Let's
they
call it
have
what it
been
is.
working on this for like the last 50 years. Okay. And it got rejected 50 years ago as a John Birch Society, but now they're back.
Somebody's been doing their homework.
Now they're back.
There you go.
And
There you
you
go.
know what?
Ah.
I may have mentioned it in passing, but I'd like to make my position perfectly clear.
What is your
Fuck
position, sir?
Trump.
Fuck Trump? Is that what you said right here on my show, live in front of all these people? You just said the words "fuck Trump."
Fuck
Yes,
Trump.
See there?
I heard
What you
him.
done started now? Now all of us all gonna sit
I
around here and
feel
think,
better
did you hear
now.
just that? He said "fuck Trump." Baby, I can't say that enough. And to the idiots, the useful idiots.
Uh-oh.
Just call them assholes, John. Just call them.
Well, that's what I've been calling them. I'm trying to remember why that's in my mind. Oh, somebody. Oh, Netanyahu called the protesters outside
Oh,
useful
yeah.
idiots to Iran. That's where it got in my head. And that's the
He's
way I look
another
at
one of them
Republicans that are still
politicians
supporting
that's
this
in
man. You're
office
useful idiots
keep
to a
that
God,
his
a
ass out
wannabe
of
God of
prison.
yours.
Right
Yes.
He
on.
has blood. He still has the blood on his hands, Netanyahu.
Yeah, I heard Kamala speak about
Blood
that
is
today.
still on. The still is on his hands.
It's still going
Blood
on.
is still fresh
You
on
know,
his hands. He
there's
just
a deal
washed
on
his
the
hands
table.
when he got off the plane.
We're all holding our breath to see if Hamas is going to accept it. Palestinians are going to. The PLO is going to accept it.
That's
Hamas.
going to be interesting for sure.
Yes, it is. But this has got to stop, and there has to be a solution to it because it is always it's the innocent that's always going to suffer in every fucking war. Every war.
Exactly.
It's going to be the poor that suffer. Anyway, J.P. Lee came in with $5 and said Kamala is putting back together the coalition that got Obama and Joe elected. She is so smart. Yes, she is. And yeah, that's one. That's one.
John,
Oh, man.
before
What?
we could say hello to Dave, I want to say that I believe Kamala can pardon the those less offend, not the serious offenders, but the less offenders for small petty crimes. I mean, I believe she can pardon them, and hopefully to ask for forgiveness. I mean, it could happen.
To pardon who?
It could work.
I lost that part.
I mean, pardon many of those that were prosecuted when she was when she was in California. And of course, didn't mean to prosecute those who were petty crimes. If you all had a small offense like possession of small possession of marijuana,
Yeah, that
or
I've heard that discussed.
violate your probation. I mean, I'm sure she can offer them a pardon. That way, she could win the trust to the voters. That could work.
I think she's got the trust of a lot of people in this country. She has
Well,
mine.
she was the
She's getting all the numbers.
That's what
She really
prosecutors
do. Somebody's got their speaker on. Because,
do. Ed, we're getting an echo from you.
Hold on.
anyway, before I get lost in my own head, because I get lost there a lot. Ozzy,
Yes, hi, how are you guys?
how in the hell are you, Dave?
I'm good. I hope everyone in the family's good. I know what you're going to say, what's going on down under and what we think. Well, let me tell you one thing. I've never seen a TV station and or a political party sink so low since Miss Harris, or Mrs. Harris, is come along, because to have her called things like Hut 2 Lady, which I'm sure you've all seen this on Fox.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard.
They got nothing else, Dave.
The JD Vance cat women.
Yeah,
I
childless
just want
cat
to
women.
say on that, Are
Childless Catwoman.
childless men any better? You saying that men without children are still better than women?
Well, now, Dave, did you hear that he also thinks that people with children should get an extra vote, each child? You got 5 kids, you get to go in there and vote 6 times.
So what
That's
Dorothy's
his idea,
saying is,
baby.
Ladies,
Are you shitting me? Somebody slap that guy.
Stay home in the kitchen. Just breed and feed your family.
That's what
Don't get involved
J.D.
in
Vance
anything else.
thinks. That's
And
his
ask your
stance that
husband-
he's demonstrated
absolute
himself to
freaking
be.
garbage. I hate that.
Who?
That sounds like
Donnie calling her
19
garbage? He's running against
That sounds like
garbage. That's what Donnie said.
1920. Is that 1920s? 1930s?
It sounds like a man who's
America?
mighty desperate and afraid to me.
Sounds like
other
a small
thing-
person, what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Sounds to me like
The other thing
what
that's
the
come
projection.
the other thing that's come to my attention of late as well is that a lot of things one thing is being pushed against Kamala is that she failed on the borders. She had nothing to do with those borders. She was assigned to other policies which mainly concerned international issues. And yet on Fox and on all the other stations, when a right winger is being interviewed and they say she failed on the borders, she couldn't even do that. She had fucking nothing to do with those borders, and none of those reporters saying, "Hang on, that wasn't her brief, that wasn't her job."
It was the House of Representatives that wouldn't
Yeah.
pass anything.
That's what I
who's
mean.
Agreed.
That's why I mean we need to take the House, because without the House, we're looking at more of the same bullshit you've seen over the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's all been
House
very,
just-
very calculated.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Because that's what the
I know,
Republican Party has turned into. If they can't win, they will try to hurt this country as much as they can. And then point to it and look and say, hey, look how bad this is. It's the same
That's
way
the
with
whole
Donnie. Every
idea.
time the man speaks, he hates America. He hates American. It comes out in his speeches every time he says something. We're a disgusting country in his mind.
Don't
So,
forget, John, he always said the election is always stolen.
yes,
Witch
always
hunt.
stolen. It's stolen. Witch hunt. It's a
It's a
witch.
witch
And
hunt.
you can expect that.
Exactly.
This election, I don't care if it would have been Joe or Kamala, or it could be a man from the moon. You could bet your ass Trump is going to lose, and he's going to scream that he won. He's going to say it was all stolen, it was all rigged,
And he's
and
gonna
all
have
of this
another
bush.
rally
He
in
is going to
the
have
Capitol.
another rally. He's going to try to bring out his little maggots, which are a small percentage, but don't think that a small percentage of people can't do some serious damage to our country, because they can.
Yeah.
Are you in the crosshairs?
I am a little bit concerned though.
I am.
I am a little bit concerned though whenever he does lose, there's gonna be another J6 insurrection that might come up, and that's one of my biggest fears.
That's what's going to happen.
Because when that happened, that is one of the biggest stains in our country that we can never ever erase.
We'll never get rid of that. That was a
And
disgrace that day.
it's literally a shit stain on our country.
And
and we
brought to
won't
you
even
by
look-
Donald Trump. Brought to you
Yeah,
by
no
Donald
kidding.
Trump. Hey, let me catch up
No
real quick, because I got to
kidding.
catch up, because Daniel Heckelman came in with a $5 donation and said Joe Biden's speech last night was perfect. Love Kamala. Hope for a swing state VP. Oh, she can't go wrong with the VP pick.
Right on.
Yeah. Wesley Wiseman came in with $5 and said wait a minute, my mouse was in the way. Lone Democrat in Trump country, West Virginia. Kamala, 100%. There it is, Wesley. Thank you very much.
I'm with
Woodcote,
you there.
Wode, I'm saying that wrong, Wode. Wode Coos came in with $5. I appreciate it. Wesley Wiseman, wait a minute, it jumped on me. Wesley Wiseman came in with $5 and said, damn hillbillies on checks, voting Republican. Ain't that some shit, Wesley? And Gordon Marble, boy, howdy y'all being so kind tonight. Gordon Marble came in with $10 and said, I'm a blue dot with a whole family of red, but I rule from Pennsylvania, baby. Welcome to the club. A lot of us are in that club, Gordon. A lot. I'm the only one left. Me and one sister-in-law, baby. The rest of my whole family, which was very extended, told me to kiss their ass 8 years ago. Anyway, I'm fine with that. Dixie Robinson came in with $5. Thank you very much. And Bob K just came in with $5. Said, like I've always done for the last 3 decades, I vote independent for the one who'll do the least damage. Not my fault. It's always the Democrats. Right. Who'll do the least damage and the most good. And I want to thank Shaking Me
Right
Bones who
on.
just came in with a very nice donation and said, J.D. Vance once said that Americans who haven't produced offspring don't have a stake in our future, and they can't be patriots all while trying to be religious. Jesus had no children, you dumbass motherfucker. I love Sarah. Jesus didn't have no kids. What's up with him? Yeah, very much. Thank you very much. And J.P. Lee came in with another $5, James. Thank you very much. Y'all have been very kind tonight. I appreciate the hell out of that. It helps a lot around here. I tell you. I mean,
Did any of you
He's brought that up. That's
actually watch
true.
Trump's last rally and his rally since it's gone from Biden to Harris? His rhetoric hasn't changed. He's just changed the name, but he's getting more. He's showing himself as being more chauvinistic pig than anything. But I mean, he was bringing up Hannibal Lecter again at
yes.
the last rally.
My God.
I mean,
What is with that?
He couldn't even pronounce the word abortion. He was going immoral. You know the word. You know what I'm going to. He's a
That's
fucking
their
old
man.
man.
That's their man.
Yeah, man. And he called Hannibal Lecter a real story. These are real stories. Hannibal Lecter. And I thought, my God.
Hey, he saw it on TV. He saw it on TV.
And
It
he
has
Makes
to be
no
true.
sense at all.
It's
His brain is
easy.
going, Dave.
Look at here. He's down there.
The man's his own worst. He's a kamikaze pilot in person.
Wrong one.
He's his
Dennis,
own
where did
worst
you go?
enemy. And he also said on Fox News, he picked J.D. Vance, because even Fox are questioning J.D. Vance. He picked J.D. Vance because J.D. Vance liked him more than the rest did. That was the reason he gave Fox.
I love all the
him.
news headlines that you are seeing right now that are pointing out the Republican Party is second thinking J.D. Vance now. There's just too much shit you can throw at the guy. I mean, you got a bucket full.
Vance isn't real name.
That.
Hello, Mitch.
What was that?
Hey, what's up, John? How are things?
I'm doing fine.
Hello.
How's Julie?
She's all right.
Good.
Just got
What's
back.
going on in your world, bud?
Can I ask you a question? Sorry, Mitch. Is it true I read today that almost 80% of Israelis want Netanyahu out?
You know, I don't really know. I do not consider myself.
He's not Israeli.
I'm not Israeli.
Okay, sorry. I thought you were.
No.
Nope.
I'm
I'm not Israeli,
Jewish
but
American.
that's from what I've heard. Yeah, that a majority of people want him out.
What I have heard is that Netanyahu is not well liked. He's also, by the way, a felon.
Yep.
Which is why I think he's trying to stay in office as long as he can, because it keeps him out of jail.
I think you're right.
Good point there. Good point.
Yeah, you don't want to go to jail when he's no longer prime minister. He's got some legal issues he's got to face.
Right.
The problem that they
Yeah.
have in Israel.
I don't think Netanyahu is the man Israel needs to forge forward from what we've seen in Gaza. I don't think he
Absolutely
is.
not.
You know, I think
He's the
Israel
worst.
needs a new leader.
He's the worst.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, much like we have in our country, he has religious fanatics that are on his side.
Go figure.
Oh, geez, shocker. Shock me some more.
You know, as if it isn't bad enough being a Jewish person, when we have these people who claim to speak for me and who think it's okay to do what they do,
Which it isn't.
I'm going to give everybody a little homework assignment. That's all I'm asking is for
That's what we need,
1
homework.
hour and change of your time. There's a new video out called Satan's Guide to the Bible.
Oh.
Are you familiar with it, Miss Ivy?
No, but the title
I
interests me
believe
right
so.
off the bat. I
Well,
mean, you
and
know,
I'm not
hear the other
advocating
side.
worshiping Satan.
Ah,
I'm just saying, take some time and watch that video. It's very, very entertaining. And
It
everything
is.
that's in there is either direct quotes from the older New Testament or, mainstream biblical scholars. And the things that they talk about are absolutely astonishing. And they do call into question the claims of the Jewish people over that area. And I think it's something that we need to talk about. That's what I think,
I
Dave.
agree with you 110%.
Yeah, I agree too. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I do not believe that Israel, the state of Israel, is part of the Jewish religion. Sorry, not part of our religion. It's part of our history, maybe.
well,
Maybe.
the problem with that whole area is common to everybody's religion.
Well, the
It
problem
all
with the
centers in
area
right in
is
that
that
same area.
the problem with the area is, John, and I'm not trying to insult anybody's religion. I'm just telling you that there are basically three religious interests in Israel, none of which seem to have a legitimate claim, and that makes things kind of awkward. Their claim is circular reasoning because their claim is based on their perceived or believed authenticity of their religion. For example, you know what the Dome of the Rock is, don't you, John?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
that's the where yes that built
I
where the
may be
tomb.
wrong. I am not an Islamic scholar, but
I
I
am not.
believe that Islam teaches that Muhammad went to heaven from that place, bodily went to heaven upon his death. That's why they claim that space.
Hmm.
Now, here's the problem. There's no evidence that Muhammad was anywhere near Jerusalem ever in his life. He's never been placed there by any historians, and there actually are historians, that
It's all
happened
based
quite
on faith, brother.
recently, really.
It's all based on faith of the story, and the story's been
Ain't that
around a
the
long
truth?
time.
And
You
and
know,
that's what this video,
I
the guide to the Bible, exactly what it says. It says that the story is the story, and it's this belief in a story. The problem is that once you start looking into the authenticity of the story, things start to come apart. So
It's
this is why
mythology.
this causes a problem because if you're going to take something like that and then have a fanatical belief about it, you can be convinced, literally be convinced to believe in anything.
anything.
Like that
Well, that's
Donald Trump is intelligent and a good businessman and a good father.
I really do try my best to stay out of religious discussions. Not that I'm afraid of the topic, quite the contrary. Uh, but I have made the comment over and over, and I mean it in my heart, that if there is a God up there and I get to a fucking gate, I'm going to give him one chance to get on his fucking knees and apologize to me. And that's exactly how I feel about the subject. Now, whether or not he's up there,
I just want to
that's
give
for
the
others to
listeners
discuss.
just wanted
You
to
know,
give the listeners something to think about. And it's not really about religion, it's about geopolitics. It happens
and
to be wound around the religion, but in a way that's almost irrelevant because it's your actions that matter, not what you think. Who
it's
cares
not what
about
you
what
say.
people think? Who cares about what people say? What you do.
It's what you do that defines you, who you are
Right?
as a person.
So true. That
It
is
is.
so true.
It's not that I've had a perfect life, baby. I'm sure if there's a guy up there and they pull out the list, they're going to be going, "Oh, hey, John, look at here. You started at a young age." Yeah, I did, and I paid a fucking price for it, and I have all my life. But I have made a turnaround in my life, and I said, "No, no, no.
That's the only accounting that there is, John.
There
There's
is.
no
You're to
there's
yourself.
no other accounting.
You've got to stand in front of that mirror and look at yourself in that mirror.
Oh,
You can't
please
lie
don't.
to yourself. You can't make up bullshit. You know what's up. So it's only when we stand in front of that mirror and are satisfied with who we are now and who you've become. And I want more for my country.
Yep.
Well, John, you know what, mate? There may be a new charge coming Donald Trump's way if
Ooh, don't
he
tease me, Dave.
apparently, if no, seriously, apparently there's a thing called the Logan Act, which is a law that stops people like, say, Elon Musk and those sorts of people going direct to political leaders of countries and dealing with them for national security reasons, obviously, all such of things, and stating their their feelings to other leaders. Well, apparently this can't happen with a private citizen. But guess who is going down to Mar-a-Lago to have a meeting with a private citizen?
45.
Netanyahu.
Netanyahu.
Yes, he's going down to meet with
Oh,
Trump.
they're all
down
going
there,
down. Are you kidding
and he
me?
goes
Hedging his
down there.
bet.
He's not going to be talking about Coca-Cola. They're going to be talking policy and what I'll do for you if I get my presidency back and all this sort of shit. That's Logan Act, and that is jailable straight up.
I guarantee you, Netanyahu is 100% behind Donald Trump coming back into our house. Don't
I
think
agree.
he ain't. Netanyahu would love to see Trump back in there.
So
Any
Victor
type,
Orban.
any type of those people would like 45 back in that office, but I strongly believe that we are not going to let that happen.
No.
Well, the FBI
No.
could do two things. They could let the meeting happen and arrest Trump straight after, or they can tell Trump if he has the meeting, he's breaking the law. So, let's see.
Yeah, let's see what happens there. Hey, I got to catch up here because Joseph Martinez came in 7 minutes ago with $5 and said Kamala Harris set tie-breaking records in the Senate for vote. I love it. J.P. Lee came back with another $5 and said Kamala just essentially called for yes, she did, called for a ceasefire in Gaza. Yes, I saw her speak. And she's calling for a ceasefire. There's a deal on the table that would I'm hearing myself.
We're echoing again.
And let me see. Rose Blue
You want to
came
reset?
in.
I can do that.
Yeah, Ed, you can do that. I'll pull you right
Okay,
back up,
be
brother.
right back.
Let me thank Rose Blue. I like that name. Came in with $5 and said 45. The crazy old man and screaming from the porch. His cheese done flew off his cracker. I like it.
All
His
right.
cheese done flew off his cracker. Wesley Wiseman came in with $5. Said old Speaker Johnson already talking about impeachment of Kamala. Yes. Articles 2. 2 of them they're thinking about. Are you shitting me? Yes, that's what that little slime ball is going to do. Clay Hall came in with $11 through Super Chat and said, let me quote Bernadette Preet. Fuck Trump. And you can bet your ass Bernadette is enjoying every fucking bit of this. There was nobody in our family stronger on Joe Biden than Bernadette was. She, even to me, every time I said, well, if this happens, Bernadette would jump my ass. She was 100% on fire. And I know in my heart that she is on fire for Kamala right now and just banging the drum, baby. Where was I? I said, let me say, Pauline Hall, bless her heart, the cat lady came in with $5 and said, my fear, he releases his flying monkeys well before the elections. Oh, you know he is. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, they're all going to fly, baby. Every one of them. Let me see. Is it? No. And Spunky 1991 came in with $5. Said, "Are you guys familiar? Wait a minute. Are you guys familiar with Professor Alan Lichtman? He correctly predicted every presidential election since 1984. He has a great YouTube channel." Spunky, no, I have not. But I'm going to highlight that and go back and look. Mitch Goldstein, thank you very much. Came in with $5. Is pretty well set on his line. Netanyahu is a murderer. I'm not going to argue that point. Michael, the trucking guy, donated $5 through Super Chat. Michael, keep your eyes on the road, buddy, and be safe. Anyway, wait a minute. And Linda Addington came in with a $25 donation. Linda, thank you very much. Oh, wait a minute. DDD, Dumpster Diving Dragon, donated $5.67. I have to ask if that's on purpose, and said, let's go Brat Com. She's our brand on Kamala 2024. That's another little news story that's going on. That Beyonce gave her the song.
Oh.
Oh,
what?
yeah. What's the name of that song? It's called Freedom, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just called Freedom.
I think it's just
Okay.
called
I
Freedom.
think she's allowed. She's allowed
I've
to
got the
use the
words to
song
it.
wherever she wants, whenever she wants. She has the right to use the song. In other words, no copyright infringements. You do
Yeah.
with what you want with that song,
She's
which
got her
is
own
Oh.
license.
the support. The support from those two ladies alone, Beyonce and Miss Swift.
Yeah.
I tell you,
You
that's
can see
big.
that in the numbers when they just reported the other day of there's been just a run on young people registering to vote between
Yep.
18 and 30 years old. Boy, howdy
Yep.
shit. Somebody's getting fired up. I don't think they're all jumping in there because Donnie's going to be running. No, no,
Yeah, no
no.
kidding.
But
Boy,
also,
howdy
John,
shit.
Project 2025 has
Damn it.
been getting a lot of publicity lately as well. And if you notice, I've heard that the Google search on that has gone up by 40%.
Oh, wow.
So people are looking into that, and that's what's also hurting them. But I want to give you a funny quote. I was looking at some of the
What?
comments on some of the chat, not our chat, but the chat that was on other shows. And this was a beautiful comment I had to laugh at. Vance's pick for to be vice president is because he said Donald Trump is America's next Hitler, and you all know
Yes.
that Donald Trump loves flattery.
That's it.
Yeah.
He did, and he does. He did call him America's Hitler. And that's what I said the other day. What does that make him now? Is that Goebbels? Is he Goebbels? Or is he some other little Nazi crumb under Hitler's foot?
Now, I think it's Goebbels was Hitler's right
Was it
hand.
Goebbels?
Or,
Well, there you go.
secretary type
Yeah.
person,
That's who he wants to be then, I guess. Donnie's
Well, he's
Goebbels.
got Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is the
Yeah,
Goebbels.
we've been talking about him being a little Nazi from the time Donnie first came into office. Come on, man.
Scaring.
Yeah. You don't have to look far to see the resemblance up there. You
Yep.
know, that is exactly who Donnie wants to be. He does not want to be a leader of a nation. He wants
Nope,
to
he wants
be
to be a
the
dictator.
glorious leader where we all sit around and clap like they do for Kim Jong-un. He wants the power of Putin and the adoration of Kim Jong-un. That's what Donnie wants. That's his
And it makes
prize
me
in
sick
this
that
shit.
he looks up to Putin and says he's like a good guy or whatever. What good guy says that he or does like he kills people or holds them hostage for years on end?
Yeah.
Like how is that a good guy? Like how? That's what I want to know.
There ain't no good guys on the Republican side anymore. That's the sad part of this whole
No.
thing. These are our fellow Americans who have gone ape shit for an idol. That's all I could think of. You know, a lot of these people claim to be religious. Well, guess what? There's your false fucking idol. There's your craven image of a man. Now, you know, I'm getting sick of all this bullshit that he was touched by the hand of God that pulled him out of the way of that bullet. Really? I could have sworn I heard a voice from heaven going, "Damn, Mr. Gideon." I don't know.
Yeah, there's one thing though. Could
They
really
use it,
make
I'll
things
use it
hard
too.
for- There's one thing that could make things hard for Camilla if she's not careful. Do not run on gun reform, because no matter how much they may love you, the gun is still a strong factor. And if she goes out there saying she's
Isn't
got
that
a ban assault
isn't that a
rifle,
sad statement for my country,
Yep.
Dave? That's a sad
Yeah.
statement. The
well,
amount
it's your
of power
apple
that.
pie.
Huh?
It's your apple
Sure.
pie. Well, the
It's
gun is
apple
your
pie and an
pie.
AR-15, buddy. What better thing to do in America than to shoot your neighbor? Hell, we're the number one country in the world for shooting your neighbor. Go check the fucking statistics. We kill more people in this country, more kids, more women, more everybody with a fucking gun every fucking year than anywhere else on the goddamn planet. But yet we can't figure it out. We can't figure it out. And I always say it ain't the gun, it's the fucking guy behind the gun who just thinks it's a goddamn toy. He saw it in a movie. Oh yeah, that's it. Switzerland per capita has more guns than we do. You see any shootings in Switzerland? No.
Nope.
You see responsible gun owners going to a gun range and practicing. That's what you see. You don't see this, shit we see here. Damn it. Let me catch up again because y'all are being way kind. Phantom Pup just came in with a $20 donation. Phantom, thank you very much. Brown, BR, Burner, been here before. Burner 29, Cardinal came in with $2 and said, Riz Brat versus Skibby Toilet. Can't get it out of my mouth. Burner 29. Thank you. Spunky 1991 came back $5 and said, I'm getting Obama 2008 vibes right now. Haven't seen Democrats this fired up, energized for a presidential since then. Let's keep this momentum going out of your mouth, Spunky, because that's what I'm seeing. There is a fire going on. People are on fire for this shit, and I'm loving it. Veggie Al Girl came in with $5 and said, I don't just want a Kamala tsunami. I want her to win with double the votes. An election hurricane.
Yes.
That's what I think is going to happen. It has to be an undeniable victory, or he's going to scream cheat. He's going to scream it anyway. I don't give a shit. Philip Sorrells came in with $5 and said, 2 old folks from Rockport. We love this Blue Dot family. Vote blue. Outstanding. Philip, you're my neighbor, baby. As a matter of fact, that's where Randy lives over there. And let me catch up. Oh, I got to put my glasses on real quick because Shaking Me Bones came back with another donation and said Trump described himself as being a brilliant young man the other day. Thank you for that. Wait, let me laugh a little bit. A brilliant young man. Oh, that was when he was running against Biden. Now you're the old senile fart.
Right.
That's what they made age an issue. Well, what's up? What you got to say, huh? I'm loving it, baby. I am. I've had very little fucking smile about in my life lately. This makes me smile.
Did you guys hear about what Fred said? Fred is Trump's nephew. Fred said about Donald Trump and what Donald Trump said about disabled people should just
that like 15 minutes ago.
What happened? What happened?
He said when Fred went to the White House with candidates to try and help disabled people, Trump wasn't interested. But it wasn't just that. In Fred Trump's book, it says that on 2 or 3 occasions he discussed with Donald the issue of disabled children, being a father of a disabled son himself. And Trump's attitude, he did say these words, that disabled people they're just so expensive, they should just die. And that wasn't just on that occasion. Apparently, similar words were said, maybe other people heard other statements, but over here it's echoing that he wishes basically disabled people just to die.
I believe that. That sounds like something. Unless you've got a lot of money to give him, he doesn't give a shit whether you live or not. Mm-hmm. Donald Trump, what he said it at his rally the other day, he really doesn't. Not the other day, but a month or so, 2 months, whatever it was, when he was in front of his own crowd, he says, I don't really care about you. I just need your vote. I just want your vote. I don't really care about you. I just want your vote. He said that right in front of him. And they all went, hey, hey. Those are the people that would line up to clap like him.
They think that was a compliment, John. I mean, they think that the fact that he said, I love the poorly educated. That's a compliment?
Yes.
That's a compliment.
Yes. That's my man. That's my man. That's what I see around me. These people are not stupid. These are business owners. They have a job they go to every day. They perform tasks. They're not dumb. But when it comes to politics, Trump voters are one kind of person. One kind. Fuck you. Right. I'm voting for him. Fuck you. That's it. They don't know why. It's just, I'm voting for Trump. Why? His policies suck for your fucking tax bracket, buddy. They're not doing anything. Trump don't want to do anything for your ass. Unless you got a whole lot of big bucks to donate to him, he could give 2 shits about you. He told you. Yep. But it's always, fuck you, I'm voting for Trump, and I'm going to put up a sign, too. Look at here. Fuck Biden. That's what you get with Trump fucking voters. Maggots. They're not in this for any fucking future or anything. It's an attitude with them, and that's all it is. That's all it is.
It's sad to say, but it is. I agree with you.
And attitude doesn't get the job
done.
Do
you Americans remember the last president the last president who refused or did not run as a second term? Do you remember who that was?
That was Johnson.
elected for a term. No,
Wait a minute.
Lyndon Johnson.
wasn't it Truman in 1952 when he took over the presidency when Roosevelt died? 1 year later, he served 3 years.
Dave, you
from
should give me a heads up. We was going to have a test.
President, and then he served an elected term after that, and he could have served another term to be re-elected because he only was elected once. He could have served 11 years, but he walked away after the 7th.
He walked away.
Said, no, I'm not going for re-election.
Same
What
way
did you think of Truman?
George
guys?
Washington
Was he
did
good?
in the first presidency. He walked away when he could have stayed.
Was
Joe
Joe
Truman a good
Biden should be
president for
commended for
America?
what he did. Because in Joe Biden's heart, I'm sure Joe wanted to run and beat his ass again.
Yep.
Down in his heart, you know Joe wanted to do that. But he would rather step aside for the betterment of the party and the betterment of the country.
Yep.
More precisely, the latter. For the benefit of this country, because he laid it out last night. This is going to be choice between democracy and something else that the Republicans have up their fucking ass that they're going to pull out. We can't let this, nobody before us let this country down. We can't be any less dedicated to the democracy that this was founded on, the republic it was based on. What did Benjamin Franklin say? A republic, if you can keep it. Well, here we are, baby. Because we're going to be the ones that's going to be tested on that.
What's that, Mitch?
1952 election. Harry Truman was not eligible to run because he served 3 years of his first term and then a full term in 1948.
But he wasn't elected.
No, 10 years.
He wasn't elected in his first that first 3 years. He wasn't elected. He took over because Roosevelt died. So couldn't he have run? Couldn't he have run as an electee for a second term? You get my drift?
Only it goes over 10 years. Is the thing.
So there's a maximum serving a year period, not how many times you get elected.
10 years. 10 years is the maximum.
10 years?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you could theoretically serve 10 years.
That's
so you
crazy.
could serve the last 2 years of the
Like I was
previous
saying.
presidency and then run twice.
So because Roosevelt died in his first year of his elected term, and he took over the presidency, he lost the right to run for 2 elections. You can only run for 1 election.
Right, because it was over 10 years. It was 11 years.
No. That's not.
Yeah, I think everybody
way off here.
2 and 8,
Harry
10 years.
Truman became president in 1945, April 1945. He was elected in 1944 to be the vice president. So he had only served half a year as a vice president, not even half a year. So the rule
and
is...
they served 3 years, right?
George, give me a break. The rule is if you serve more than 2 years of a presidential term, it counts as a full term for the purpose of term limits. So because Harry served 3.5 years as president, that counted as his first term. 1948 was his second term. He was not eligible to run in 1952. That was Dwight Eisenhower and Adlai Stevenson. The last person who voluntarily gave up the nomination for president was Lyndon Johnson, who was asked by the party not to run in 1968, and it did not go so well for the Democrats. 1968 was Hubert Humphrey against Richard Nixon, and it was one of the most lopsided victories in history.
And Nixon walked away with it.
Now, would Lyndon Johnson have beat Richard Nixon, John? What do you think?
Maybe so. Maybe
Possibly.
So. It's possible it could have. History will never know, though. Hey, I got some catching up to do here, and then I got somebody down here I want to pull up. Let me thank Bonnie Madrigal. I know I messed it up, baby. Who came in with a $50 donation. Bonnie, thank you very much. truth seeker came in with $2 and said, "Didn't Cheney shoot somebody in the face?" Fuck Trump. That's what it says. We read it just the way it's printed. And Spunky 1991 came back with another $10 and said Donald Trump has called his supporters idiots to their faces. They just eat that crap up. True, a cult of personality. He only cares about himself. Thank God there are more of us sane people than them. Outstanding. Yes, indeed, there is, baby. And when we vote, we win.
I'm going to leave you with this one thought, John, to wrap this up.
What?
In 1968, when Richard Nixon won in a landslide, the original opponent was, of course, RFK, who was murdered.
Right.
So one has to wonder what things would have been like if RFK would have ran against Nixon in 1968.
That's
Take care,
true.
everybody. Don't
that could have changed history.
Registration status. Check your voter registration status. Do it as soon as you can.
As soon as you can.
People fuck it. That is all.
As a matter of fact, keep doing it until November. I don't trust them.
What
Mitch, Julie, y'all take care of yourself. I love you. Y'all just thanks for coming in, Mitch. I appreciate it. All right. Let me reach down here because Biker Leo the other day put out a video, and Leo's getting cranked up. Leo's in this game, and I was glad to see his voice. Leo, I apologize. I've been a little back behind on all of my duties here lately. I'm lucky enough to get my ass in here nowadays. How in the hell are you, Leo?
You're still breathing. You're still living. That's all we need, John.
I'm still breathing. I'm still in this fight, baby. That's the way it goes.
And so am I, and you know it.
There you go.
I'm going to say this before we even begin. Everybody,
all right. But
I have cranked it up. I'm now putting it out. I'm going to be doing shorter videos. Y'all know that I get long-winded as hell, but I'm doing shorter ones.
You got a lot to say.
And now they're going to YouTube as well, and it's the same thing there. Biker Wisdom on YouTube. That's the one I need because that gets you get more there. It reaches out more. And who knows? One of these days, maybe they'll start wanting to put commercials on there.
There you go. Oh, they will. They will.
And by the way, fuck some Facebook because, frankly, now they just told me in my pages and groups, they will be running commercials. They ain't said nothing about how they're going to be paying me for that. They're getting paid.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
you
that's
know,
them.
when it comes to money on the internet, and you know, it's a rough game. You don't make that much on ads. Very little really unless your numbers really are up there, and I'm happy with our numbers. As a matter of fact, Jesus, I'm just tickled. As a matter of fact, right here in the middle of the show, let's take a snapshot into the Blue Dot family, and let me see because I've been watching this because we have gone up so much on TikTok the other day. Now, just a few days ago, we were at 69.9 thousand. Subscribers, followers on family members there on TikTok, 69.9, and I was waiting to go, man, can't wait to hit that 70. We are at 88.9 right now.
Holy hell, son!
That is 20,000 new family members on TikTok. The video I did, let me see, a day before yesterday or something, is now at 525,000. Views. Yesterday's video, not so much, as at 53,000. There is more activity.
How long are you making your videos there, John? How long are you making your videos?
I do them about, here's my problem, Leo. I write down notes, and they might as well just blow off in the wind, because if I look at those notes, I lose my train of thought. So I totally have to rely on what it is that pisses me off that I can remember. So most of my videos are between 4 and 6 minutes. I try not to go over 6 minutes because then I don't want to stall trying to remember what the fuck I wanted to say.
All right.
I could do 2 or 3 videos a day, really, because nowadays I'm that pissed off.
The whole TikTok thing, but I'm at the point now. I don't give a shit. The word's got to get out there. We have a real candidate.
Everybody has to be in this fight, Leo. All of us.
And
We can't rest on our laurels and say, "Oh, look, we got Kamala here. It's going to be okay. Sit on my ass now." No, no, no. We need everybody fired up.
Because
We
the
gotta
men
see.
better now.
We are on
We've got to push
YouTube
it.
now.
We have got to do what MAGA has done. We have got to galvanize. We've got to say fuck everything else and put our full weight behind her. Put away your damn
Indeed.
purity tests and just say, you know what? We need this. We can't lose this.
We can't lose
Also-
this. I don't think there's a chance in hell that we can right now. But you know, it's so much more than, you know, we were getting into a stagnant election here. There was a stiff opposition to Biden from the right, and you know, the polls weren't looking, you know, always kind of even, so we had stuff to worry about. I think Joe would have won. I think he would have won overwhelmingly, but since Joe dropped out and the way he did and the way he came out, especially last night at the Resolute desk, baby, he's fired
You know,
up
as a real
new
American